I never imagined my wife would be the one to dispatch police to my own front door, ready to break in and drag me out of my house, all because a deranged HOA Karen decided she had authority over me. That's how insane this story gets. One call, one fake emergency, and suddenly I was seconds away from being treated like a criminal in my own home. And the worst part, it wasn't even an accident. It was her plan all along. My name's Aaron Thompson, and this was supposed to be my dream house. I'm a tech guy. IT security logic is my life. When we closed on 1247 Oak Street, I thought we'd finally escape the drama of HOA neighborhoods. Our house was well outside the Oakwood Estates HOA boundary. I checked twice before signing because I've heard the horror stories. But what I didn't know, what no one told me, was that one neighbor didn't care about lines on paper. She cared about control. Her name was Kelly Turner. First day in my new home, she comes barreling up to my door in a golf cart, pounding on it like she's the sheriff of the Wild West. I open it, and she's holding a fat manila folder stuffed with photos of my property. We're talking aerial shots of my roof, zoomed-in pictures of my windows, actual measurements written in her neat little handwriting. These split levels, she whispers, dragging her fingernail across the photo my father used to build them. There are things that need to be checked. My skin crawled. Who even does that? I tell her, lady, I'm not even in your HOA. Wrong house. She just stares, gives me this dead-eyed grin and hisses, "You have no idea what you just started." I figured that was the end of it. She'd bark, I'd laugh, we'd move on. But 2 hours later, she's back trying to serve me with an official inspection notice. City letterhead signatures, the whole 9 yards. Problem for her, I'm paranoid by nature. I called the number on the spot. The city rep basically said, "Sir, we don't have an Inspector Johnson. This is fraud." Watching Kelly's face fall when I put it on speaker was priceless. For me, that was a win. But for her, it was just round one. See, Kelly wasn't just a nosy neighbor. She was obsessed. She had this made-up title, HOA Safety Coordinator. She believed community safety overrode property deeds boundaries, even the law. Legal boundaries are just lines on paper, she said, shaking. Community safety transcends paperwork. I remember thinking this woman isn't just annoying. She's dangerous. That night, my wife Ashley came home. She's a 911 dispatcher, been doing it for years, and she can read people like an open book. She takes one look at the photos and goes pale. "Aaron, this isn't neighbor drama. She's showing stalker patterns. This is premeditation." Ashley explained escalation patterns, how people like Kelly start small test boundaries, then push harder when no one fights back. I'd called her bluff early, sure, but Ashley warned me people like that don't give up. They escalate. And boy, did she escalate. Next week, I had 3 anonymous noise complaints filed against me. Then came a fake tip to the building department saying I was running an illegal business. Then some concerned friend of Kelly's dropped by to inspect my foundation. Every single move traced back to her, and every single time I fought back with documentation recordings evidence. But I could feel it. She was pushing harder, circling me, waiting for her big move. It wasn't just paperwork either. My new security cameras caught her late at night walking around my property with a flashlight tugging at my windows, testing my doors. One night, she even stood at my front door rehearsing, literally practicing lines out loud. "Yes, officer, I'm the HOA safety coordinator. I hear distress inside. I need immediate police assistance to gain entry." She said it over and over like she was prepping for a performance. I'll be honest, there was a point where I almost broke. Sitting there, surrounded by printouts, my living room looking like some detective's murder board, I actually thought maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm just overreacting. I mean, how do you explain this to anyone without sounding paranoid? Hey, my 52-year-old neighbor in a golf cart is stalking me with fake inspection papers. Who's going to take that seriously? I almost gave up. Almost. But then I found the folder. Hidden under the workbench in my garage left behind by the previous owner, Peterson. His shaky handwriting scrawled across the first page. "If something happens to me, don't trust Kelly Turner." My blood ran cold. He'd documented the same harassment photos of Kelly with a flashlight outside his bedroom window. Her testing his locks, whispering to herself at 3 a.m. He even wrote that she had copies of his keys. That's when it clicked. Peterson hadn't just been paranoid, he'd been her victim. And he was gone now. Dead. Suddenly, I wasn't just defending my house, I was fighting for every poor soul she'd tormented before me. That's what pulled me back from the edge. I wasn't crazy. She was, and I wasn't going to let her win. Fast forward to a Sunday evening, 5:47 p.m. My cameras show Kelly pacing outside my gate with that same fake paperwork. She's muttering, clutching her clipboard, ready to make her move. And then she does. She calls 911. This is Kelly Turner, HOA Safety Coordinator. I hear someone in distress inside 1247 Oak Street. I need immediate police assistance. Who do you think answered that call, my wife? Ashley. She's sitting at the dispatch center, cool and professional, logging the call, dispatching patrol units until she hears the address. Our address. My house. She realizes she just sent armed officers to her own home because a deranged neighbor claimed there was an emergency. She told me later it felt like the floor dropped out from under her. Protocol meant she couldn't just cancel it. The units were already rolling. Meanwhile, I'm at home clueless when I hear sirens pulling up outside. I look at the live feed, 2 patrol cars, a supervisor, officers getting their gear ready. And there's Kelly pointing at my house, playing her role like an Oscar nominee. My heart was pounding, but I forced myself to stay calm. If I looked nervous, this could go south fast. So I opened the door before they could knock. Evening, officers. What's going on? Sergeant Harris, lead officer, tells me, "Sir, we received a report from HOA Safety Coordinator Turner here that someone inside your residence may require medical attention." I almost laughed. Kelly's face lit up like she thought she'd finally won. She starts spouting off her rehearsed lines. "Sergeant, these residents refused a mandatory wellness inspection." I heard distressing sounds. "We need to check immediately." That's when Harris radios back to dispatch. "Can you confirm caller's authority static?" Then Ashley's voice, calm, professional, comes through the speaker. Caller identified as Kelly Turner. "Authority status unverified. Dispatcher handling this call is Ashley Thompson." I stepped forward. "Ashley Thompson is my wife. She's the one who just dispatched you here, and I've been home alone all night." The silence was electric. The officers looked at me, at Kelly, at each other, trying to process this insane situation. And Kelly, God, the look on her face. She realized exactly whose life she'd just tried to destroy. The sergeant's tone hardened. "Ms. Turner, you are under arrest for filing a false emergency report and attempted unlawful entry under color of authority." Kelly's mask cracked. She started rambling. "You don't understand these houses. My father built them. There are structural dangers. You'll see. You'll have to search the house now." Even as they cuffed her and walked her to the patrol car, she was smiling like she'd won some twisted victory. "Now you'll see," she shouted. "Now you'll understand." Watching her sit in the back of that patrol car, ranting about community safety while the officers shook their heads, I finally exhaled. For weeks, she'd been inside my head, creeping around my property, trying to convince me and everyone else that she had power here. But in that moment, it was over. She was powerless. And that's where it ends. No celebrations, no neighborhood party. Just her, in cuffs, dragged away screaming about inspection rights that never existed. Because the truth is simple. People like Kelly don't stop until someone makes them stop. And that's the lesson I'll leave you with: never ignore the red flags.